Hi everybody, Martyn at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying this wee pin fry palmer. It's very effective on waters where there are silverfish and the trout can key in on them, especially sort of earlier in the season, before the fry get too big, you know. As always, I'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anybody that wants to support the channel, get access to the members only content, and be entered into the giveaways. So I've got my hook and my vise. This is a size 10 Kamasan B175, and I've run on some olive uni in 8/0. I'm going to tie in a tail of teal. And it doesn't need to be the best. You could use widgeon or gadwall or whatever. Just a wee barred fibre. Length, say a shank length at the back. And I'm tying back onto the bare hook so that the tie-in's right at the barb. Just 2 tons of thread there, and the thread's waxed, so I've got plenty of grip. Trim that, and then for my rib I'm using silver wire. If I could find it, there we go. Just small. And just tie that in, leave the waist piece the length of the body, and blast up with your thread, tidy everything up. And you don't need to be super fussy because it's a dubbed body. I'll come back, and then I'm using just a lite brite, just plain pearl. Any of the sort of flash dubbings will do, like a pearly ice dub or something. And I'm tearing it from the pack so that the fibres are a wee bit shorter, right? Like I'm ripping it, I'm not just pulling it out, so that when I brush it I don't have great big long straggly fibres, or hopefully I don't. So we'll get that started and tighten up, tight. Right, I don't want it to be super bushy. Get to the front, take away your excess, if you've got any. We'll do the next flight. Now the body hackle, I'm using a dun saddle, cock saddle. But you could also use grizzly or olive or white. I just like the dun. It sort of, I think it matches that sort of semi-transparent look of the pin fry quite well. So I'm going to take a couple of wraps at the front, and then I'll come down the body. 3 or 4 will get you to the back. And then I'll just chase it with my rib. And keep it nice and tight, nice tight turns. Come up. Get to the front, and I'll just sweep everything back and bring my rib in front of it. Take a full turn and fold it over the thread. Then I'll just tie down to the eye. Bend and break it away. Now at this stage I'm going to brush the body a wee bit. Pull some of that pearly dubbing into the hackle a wee bit, but because I ripped it, nothing's really longer than the hackle fibre. You know that there shouldn't really be any dubbing in there longer than about 12mm, half an inch. So it comes into the hackle but doesn't end up being more straggly. Just roll that in your fingers. Now I'm going to put a wee flash of colour, orange. Right, a lot of when I'm thinking about roach here really, perch, a lot of them they get that wee orangey hint in their fins, often before they get the rest of their colour. So what I'm using here, I've got a hen hackle, dyed orange, and I've just cut the tip. And you've got a few flies with each hackle. And what I'm going to do, I'm just seeing how much I want for each side. That looks okay. I'll just come in, catch these fibres in, and I want them sort of nearly the length of the body. I'll just gather it up, 2 or 3 wraps. Just make sure it's sitting for you. And it's, as I say, just a wee accent. Maybe pull a few more over here. I've missed a few on that side. Just take another couple of turns of thread. Fold that, tie over it. Snapped it the wrong place, so we'll trim it away. Take that fibre away as well. Now I'm going to use a done hen hackle at the front here, but if you want a more aggressive head on it, you can actually let bunch tie in some of the lite brite, and you get like a sort of light brite muddler, which can be very effective as well. But it's obviously a lot flashier. So I'm just going to take a reasonably long fibred dun hen. Again, you could darken it. You could use a darker dun or something at the front as well. But I'm thinking, you'd be fishing this in a floating line or a slow intermediate. The fish are looking at it from below. Small bait fish, when seen from below, try to be invisible. You know, they're not given a strong silhouette because they're semi-translucent, which is a survival strategy, obviously. So I've tied this in by the tip. I've got to fold that back as well, and I'll just leave that. You can remove it if you want. I know I will take it away, it's a wee bit heavier than I thought. Just when I see that hackle turn going on, just break it away. So now I'll fold this hackle as I wind it. And you can double the hackle beforehand if you want, but I don't really see the point. It doubles well enough on the hook. And the number of turns here, as I always say, it depends on the hackle and the density you're looking for. Now I think that's pretty good, so I'll come in, catch that off, fold it back, just draw anything that's going forward, just pull it back, right, just pinch it and sweep your fingers back, tidy up, got a nice head shape. And the shape I've got there in my head is nice, but it's just smaller than I want it to be, right? The whip finish is obviously adding wraps. Don't get your head to the right size and then whip finish over it. If you need to build the head with the whip finish, it means that you've got to get it the right size. You're not got to get a great big bulbous head. So just trim that away, add a bit of varnish, and the fly's done. You can get another coat if you like. I used to actually put an eye on this, wee teardrop tape eye, but they're no longer available. I think it was I think it was Witchcraft was the company that made them. And they came in like metallic silver, metallic gold, metallic chartreuse, and then like matte fluorescent orange and matte fluorescent chartreuse. And it was just a wee teardrop shape that you tied in like a jungle cock eye, but it had a black spot. I don't bother with jungle cock on these because I don't really think it's a good impersonation, or a good impression of an actual eye on a fish. So I just leave it like this, and the fish don't seem to mind. But it'd be nice if you get the wee teardrop eyes again if they come back. Anyway, I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up below. Subscribe to the channel. Tight lines, guys. Bye.